Hey, what's going on, everybody? I just got my sink in from Farmhouse Sink Supply, so I thought I'd go ahead and make this video about it and tell you kind of the experience that I'm having, the way that the kitchen looks now, how it's holding up, and things like that. There is a link below this video that will lead you to Farmhouse Sink Supply. It'll lead you directly to this website here where you can look around while I'm talking, or you can wait until after I finish the video to click that link and check out the sinks. Okay, so the reason that me and my girlfriend decided to go with Farmhouse Sink Supply was basically because the quality of sink at the price. So as you can see here, we ended up getting this one and we saved $324 on it. The reason that they're able to save so much or lower the price so much is because these sinks come directly from the factory. So as opposed to say go to a Home Depot where you could get a sink around this price, it's just not going to be the same quality, right? So instead of going to the store itself and purchasing where they have all the overhead, the shipping, all that stuff, this comes directly from the factory. That's at least that's how I understand it. When I read up on the company as far as why the sinks are not as expensive as other sinks. The other thing is, let's see, the most important thing I thought was the fact that it came packaged for protection. So we like by not going to a store to purchase this, I was very, very apprehensive as far as what I would actually get in the mail. My girlfriend has wanted one of these for so long. I didn't want to have to go through the process of getting it, being excited, and then finding out we had to send it back. So to me, that was very important. When we got it, it was packaged to be protected. Now it's heavy. It's heavy as I don't know what. It's very, very heavy. So it's going to take you, and you probably already assume that it's going to take more than one person to install this. Luckily, I have a friend who does carpentry, freelance carpentry, so he was able to help me out because I don't know anything about this stuff. But the installation was very simple. The only thing that I thought was a bit tedious was the fact that we did have to create support for the sink because it's very heavy. So you have to take that into consideration when you're installing this. Will your existing cabinet area or whatever you want to call it, will that support the sink? That wasn't something that I had taken into consideration in advance. But luckily I had a friend there who was knowledgeable, so he was able to help me do that. But not everyone else may be so lucky, so that's something you want to keep in mind. We love the sink. We absolutely love the sink. Our kitchen, our Instagram pictures are amazing now. It literally looks like something that you would see in a magazine. And that makes her so happy, so that makes me very happy. The fact that it has like that apron front is an immediate eye catcher as soon as you come into the kitchen. It's beautiful white gloss, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's really brightened up our kitchen the way that it looks. And it to me it just makes the entire kitchen look more up to date, if that's the best way to explain it. Even though Farmhouse is kind of like a retro sink, it to me it makes it look very up to date, very modern. And I just love it. I love it. I don't do too many of the dishes or whatever, so I don't experience it the same way she does. But just coming into the kitchen, the compliments that we've had from friends and people that follow us on Instagram and stuff like that. So I personally I appreciate that as well. The other thing is she loves it because now it's like she can get her biggest pot and her biggest pans. She can wash them in the sink now. As opposed to like having to fill them and wash them on their own. We can actually get them into the sink now and wash them, and she loves that. If the sink itself is very easy to clean, I saw that with some brands of farmhouse sinks, you would have to worry about water, like standing water being left in the sink. We don't have to worry about that with these. It's very high quality. It has a nice drainage flow, so we don't have to worry about that or pushing food into the drain with our hands. We don't have to worry about any of those types of things. Very fortunate for that. Very fortunate for that because I've seen people reading reviews on other farmhouse sinks where people have paid a nice amount of money and they still have to drain the sink themselves. That's not something you have to worry about with this. Also, the sink comes with a 5-year, coming from Farmhouse Supply. It comes with a 5-year warranty, so we thought that gave us pretty much a good peace of mind. The other thing is the sink doesn't scratch. It doesn't like get any stains. any of that type of stuff, but we've noticed that with the stainless steel pans, sometimes it can leave a like brush mark, but it wipes right out. So I guess that's not even really worth mentioning, but it wipes right out. But we decided to get some barkeeper's friend, I think it's called, and it's porcelain cleaner. So just in case any buff marks or scuff marks get into it from the pans or whatever, we can use that to get it right out as well. But it usually just comes right out anyway. What's the other thing that I wanted to mention? So there's the look, which is the most important thing, really. That's the most important thing to her. I like the fact that she's happy and that she likes it. But yeah, the installation was simple. No standing water. Those are the, I guess, the main things. She's very happy with this, with the sink, and I think that that's the most important, because I'm not a home decor kind of guy. That's not really what I'm into. But she's been wanting a sink for so long. I decided that we should go ahead and get one, and fortunately I was able to find one at such a great deal for the type of quality that it is. So the sink, I mean, the kind of I think one of the great selling points about this, or just farmhouse sinks in general, or the Fireclay ones, is that it stays looking new. It's always going to look new because it doesn't get scratched, it doesn't get stained, it doesn't get like the same way how the steel sinks look, where they start to get those lines in them, those scratch lines in them. This is always going to look new. So it's a great investment. I think it's one of the best things that we've done so far. As other than our mattress that we got, I think this is one of the best things that we've gotten so far. So that's my experience with Farmhouse Sink Supply. And the customer service. The customer service is amazing. It got to us in around 5 days, I believe it was. We got the notification that it shipped, and then I believe it reached us in around 5 days. So it got there fast and intact. It's very important that it arrived intact as advertised. So yeah, that's all I want to say. I feel like I've rambled on here trying to list all the things I liked about it, but hopefully you found some value in that. Like I said, there's a link below this video that will take you to Farmhouse Sink Supply, and you can look over their sinks yourself. They have a few. Oh, that's what it was. The grid. It is recommended that you buy the grid that goes in the bottom of the sink. The reason being is, I don't know what type of dishes you may use, but say if you're using like cast iron or something like that, and you were to drop the pan into the sink, you could risk chipping the sink. So when you're drying dishes or whatever, you use there's a metal grid that you can buy that goes with the sink. Doing that can save you from having to buy a new sink. So it's a small investment just to take that chance. The only thing about the grid is, and you use it to dry dishes in the sink, the only thing about that is you're depending on your cup sizes, because not our cups don't sit in it well. So there's that. So our cups don't necessarily sit in it well, but it does protect the bottom of the sink. Not that that's something that we've really had to worry about, but it's recommended. And I've read reviews of people who had to purchase new sinks because they didn't get the grid. That's not something that we wanted to go through, so we just went ahead and bought it anyway. Even though we like the look of the sink better without it, we like the sink being protected. So that's something to keep in mind as well going forward. So that's it. That's the last thing I want to say about the video. About the sink. There's a link below this video that will lead you to Farmhouse Sink Supply, and then you can look around and purchase the sink that fits you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time and attention. Have a good one.